With the threat of layoffs and a volatile market, one has to protect their assets against the impending recession. Freeze your credit card balance, hold cash, rebalance your portfolio, and get a new job. For today's video, we will tell you 5 ways to protect your assets against recession. Let us get started. Number 5. Near-term cash needs. Layoffs, low consumer interests, and tighter borrowing guidelines accompany a recession, when all the emergency funds come in handy at these crucial moments. For many, their emergency funds are for unforeseen medical conditions. However, recessions are as rare as those crippling health needs. Having liquid assets to cover you in a severe market downturn is a brilliant idea. Therefore, as you prepare for the recession coming, set aside cash for major expenses like college tuition and living expenses. That means cash, money market funds, and short-term fixed income instruments. Moreover, set aside a year's living expenses if you are nearing your retirement. This might not be the time to fulfill all retirement payments because you might need the money. Nonetheless, if you are in retirement already, you might have to supplement your fixed income payments with some cash stack. Additionally, start looking at short-term bond funds that have low volatility to weather you as your other investments take a downturn. As you get your cash in check, this is also the best time to revisit your policies on risk investments. The high-risk investment in 2019 would be 17 times riskier in 2022. So maybe it is time to check out bonds, dividend stock, and other low volatile investment indexes. We will present more on that shortly. Number 4. Minimize credit card debt. Due to the impact of the recession on the economy, credit card balances need to be transferred immediately. The variable interest rates on credit cards are typically high. Hence, it would be best if you move the balance onto a zero-rate balance transfer card. Those usually lock in your rates at zero for at least 21 months. If you successfully hedge your debt against the rate hikes, you can pay them off in a year and a half with no trouble of constant inflation and regulator adjustments. Alternatively, you can find a low fixed-rate personal loan instead of a credit card. In fact, some people pay off their credit card debts with such loans and then settle down to pay off their loans slowly. In any case, the plan is to lock your interest rates at the lowest and pay off all balances quickly. You do not want to go into recession with all your money directed into debt payments. That would leave you in more debt than you started. Number 3. Portfolio redirection. Risk-drunk people always brag about having a high tolerance for risk when the stock is rising.
No, but I have a super high tolerance.
Pardon us if you are one of such people. However, while at a risky level of yours, you might want to ask yourself if the risk appetite could stomach a recession. Indeed, a recession is coming. People are getting poorer. So this is not a recession, but it really feels and tastes like a recession, said Ludovic Subrin, the chief economist at Allianz SC. Thus, review your holdings based on how much risk you can stomach in an economy where money is disappearing fast. While you fix your risk areas, it might be necessary to rebalance your portfolio. For example, if your funds are heavily weighted in growth stocks, now might be the best time to look at mutual funds or some slow-growing stocks like the S&P 500. Again, bonds make excellent returns during a return. In fact, central banks and forex companies take on the bonds to ensure that they never go under. This might be your time to redirect or rebalance your portfolio to last longer and carry you through a recovery phase. Another way to redirect your asset is to put your house on the market and move into a cheaper one. Vegas prices are reducing, and so are Canada home prices. The boom will soon end, so you might want to get the best of it now. We will share more on this later. Number 2. New job. The employment scene is a mess right now. There is low unemployment, plenty of job openings and layoffs, all at once. This means you need to get the dream job today, as it is still the employee's market. Therefore, you can negotiate better offers and work multiple jobs to cover your financial situation in the stock market crash and recession. Those relying on unemployment checks might find their money's running out fast. The product's prices keep increasing. Thus, they might be outpriced in no time. For anyone who is not working or needs a better job opportunity, this is your time to lock one in. Also, it is time to subscribe to this channel for all your financial advice and news updates. Number 1. Housing boom. The housing market year-over-year home prices are up by 15% in April, and rent is nearly 17% higher.
Wow.
Perhaps if you have been on the fence about selling your home, now might be the time to leap. Aside from that, mortgage rates are 3% higher than last year. As such, the demand is lower than usual. Therefore, you might have to put your house on the market before the recession is in full effect. Meanwhile, working from home has made it possible to buy a home far from your workplace. So buy a cheaper house and put yours on the market now. Of course, you can move across the country. Las Vegas housing prices have dropped for the first time since April 2020, and sales have increased by 41%. Do you really have to leave in San Francisco or New York City? Earlier, we said buy long-term assets that perform well through a recession. So here is a trip to one of such funds. Watch best ETFs for new traders.